This is The Well at World's End, a Scottish folk tale. The Royal Wellingtons invite you to a world where greed and jealousy lead to disaster. Will Wilma Wellington, the King's lovely daughter, manage to discover a place unknown to the world? So let's accompany her on a journey to the world's end. Once upon a time, there was a king and queen. The Wellington royal family was well known throughout the land. Now, the king had a daughter and the queen had a daughter. The queen's daughter was bad-tempered and nobody liked her. So the queen was jealous of the king's daughter and wished her away. The king's daughter, you see, Wilma, was the sweetest lady in the kingdom. The queen's bitterness was so great that she sent her to find the well at the world's end to fetch a bottle of its miraculous water, thinking she would never return. And so lovely Wilma took a bottle and away she went. Her notorious stepsister was then overwhelmed with joy when she saw that little threat walking away from the palace. And after she would be announced missing in the woods forever, all fortune and riches would finally become hers and hers alone. Now, the poor king had absolutely no idea his evil queen was behind this notorious scheme. Poor thing indeed. Little Wilma too. For, you see, after leaving behind her comforts, she had to walk alone for endless days in the cold and rain of the dark forest. And there also came a day she even started fearing for her life. Please, Wilma, please, oh please, don't go. And yet she continued walking, refusing to give up. Far and farther she went, with despair as her only companion, when she came to a pony tethered to a tree.
Free me, my lovely princess, for I've not been free for 7 ages to this day.
Yes, I'll free you. I'm the king's daughter. Jump on my back then, said the pony. I will carry you over the moor of sharp thorns. And so, the lovely princess felt safe now that her new friend, the pony, helped her overcome hardship in this unfriendly place. Once they were out of the woods and on the other side of the moor, they unfortunately had to part, for that was where the pony could ever go. The king's daughter went on far and farther than I can tell. But this time her heart was filled with hope and kindness again, instead of fear and despair. Finally, beyond any doubts or disbelief, she was there. Lovely Wilma had made it to World's End. The well was only within reach, and so were its guardians. 3 mischievous mushy elves were protecting it. The landscape here was so serene and incredible to gaze upon, and the sun was casting a light so bright it was as if it was pure gold.
Wash us, our lovely princess, for we have been thirsty 7 ages to this day.
Wilma was looking at the 3 mushies in awe as they changed their colors back to normal, it seems. It was also puzzling for her. If the well was right there, then why did they have any need for her own common bottle to satisfy their thirst? Yes, I'll wash you. I'm the king's daughter.
Wish, brothers, wish.
So, it was never about the water from the well, was it? Wilma exclaimed. Indeed, the well has been down low and completely dry for 7 ages to this day. It was all about the magic of these little mushy elves who appreciated the prince's kind heart so much that they each gave a magical wish to her. First, her hair grew strands of gold on it. The second turned her even more radiant than she already was. And lastly, her voice became a melody to everyone's ears whenever she chose to speak. To her father's greatest relief, Welma returned to the castle safe and sound, and 10 times bonnier than before. Welga, the evil queen, was bursting with rage.
How come that little brat had been to a place I made up? How the Wellingtons was that even possible?
So, you see, she thought she'd send her own daughter, Welda, to the well at World's End to see if she would have the same luck. She gave her a bottle and sent her to fill it with water from the well. Oh well, here's what happened to real poor Welda.
Free you? Wash you? Stupid creatures! What makes you say that? Don't you know who I am? I'm the queen's daughter!
And so, poor Welda had to go through the moor with sharp thorns barefoot, and she didn't have the best of luck with the mushy elves either. For they wished for her, if she was ugly before, she should become 10 times uglier now. Of course, the king had become furious by the time his stepdaughter set her injured foot back into the kingdom, and immediately out of it, as he kicked both of them out without chances of return for either of Welda or her mother, the notorious Welga. Then, one day, a handsome young prince arrived to Wellington Kingdom after having heard of the prince's beauty and endless grace. He fell deeply in love with lovely Welma and married her, so they lived a long, happy life. Everyone in the kingdom loved and respected them until the oldest of days together. The fate of Welga and Welda, however, remains unknown to this day.